Hello, my name is Zababez, also known as Zeppy Chang, the author, and today I have an announcement to make. I have posted 3 of my novels, free, online. Not the entire novel, I'm going to be slowly updating them, but a site known as Wattpad, which some of you may know, because it is a rather popular fan fiction site, but it does have some normal fiction. And since I am not making any money from the sale of my books, I decided why not just make them free. But I'm gonna draw you out. I'm gonna force you to wait. I'm only gonna post maybe a chapter a day of each of the books. So if you want to see what my writing is like, if you haven't already seen it, then by all means, the links are in the description. The links are in the description to also buy my books, but the links are in the description for the Wattpad and the reading. But you have to sign up, which may be a little bit of trouble, but you can sign up with Facebook, which makes everything easier. Wattpad is totally trustable. It is big, it is popular, and it's not shady by any means. So if you want to read my stories and see what I'm made of, check them out. I'm posting Armed, Cute, and Dangerous, War on the Rolling Plains, Dungeons and Diamonds. So those are the books that I am posting. Now, my Diet Pepsi, I always have to have my Diet Pepsi. It's time to tap on things and expound and listen to the fan in the background. Fan noise. I leave that on because fan noise is always very calming for me, and it is also cold in here, and that is my heater that is running. And I would rather have the fan on and be warm than not have the fan on and be cold. You get my drift? I know you get my drift. So, what am I going to talk about today? I now have a couple of topics that are pretty interesting, so to speak. Like the topic of I'm trying to think about how to word this. How do I word this? My universal theory of everything. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to continue from where I left off yesterday about my, what happened during my crazy episode. So, this is the third one I had, the third big one. I'm picking. My nose is itching. I'm not picking it, I'm itching it. But it itches on the inside. So it looks like I'm picking it, but I'm not. I'm itching it. Maybe I'll hide this behind the microphone. Yeah, you saw that. Okay, yeah. I do pick my nose, though. I know I shouldn't. I'm like 19, and it's kind of gross, but I do that. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's because I can't deal with boogers in my nose, because this is kind of gross. I'm gonna spare you the rest of the details. So, where was I? Oh yeah, I had just recently discovered the One-sama function, which is the coding function. So, One-chan, the One-chan function is what I termed it. Let me give you a little bit of background. So I discovered this internal coding inside of my head, like a machine code for the head. and I named various functions and called them by their... I called them functions that described what they did. So what the onechan function did was it took a line, it took a point, 2 points, and connected them. That's what the onechan function did. It went through. It was a hierarchy of functions, and this onechan function, what it did in my head was it connected 2 dots together. But to connect these dots, I had to jump through some serious loops. Like I had to go out of this universe, thread the loop, go back into the universe, twirl around a black hole, thread a needle, and all of those functions had names, and I figured out how to do this. It was very interesting, and it was an interesting exercise, and I did get other people to actually do this. It was really strange. Somehow I managed to get other people to repeat the steps I did in my head. And at one really weird moment, I got one of my professors. I was in his office hours, and I was talking about this to him. He was a cool guy about it. And I got him to communicate with aliens. But what happens when you communicate with aliens is you forget about it. If you have a contact, I've seen it several times happen. If you contact any of my aliens, which are aliens or extra-dimensional beings that can talk inside of your head, I've seen it happen twice. Other people have contacted my aliens. Once it was an alien masquerading as the flight attendant of Monroe International Airport or Monroe Local Airport, and the second time they were self-transforming machine elves in the hate dimension, which is the hate is actually Hexa 8. That it's the shortening for Hexa 8, because I was really obsessed with base 8, and so it goes 8, which is 1 through 8, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then it is 1-8, or 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 81, 82, 83, 84. You get what I'm doing here? And it goes trait, and it goes quate, and it goes fate, I think, and then it hate, and then sate, and then it will go wraps back around, because this is base 8, to a 8, or a 8, which is 88, 64. And then it's like ba8, and then it's tra8, or something along those lines. You know, I was really obsessed with this. I spent like hours figuring this out. And I saw some really interesting things on the other side. I always see really interesting things on the other side. It's like this external dimension where you don't understand anything. It's like this totally alien infrastructure. I'm looking at the coding of the world through my head. It's really interesting, and it's like anyways, it makes you go crazy. I don't know if it makes me go crazy or if my craziness caused it or it's caused by the craziness, but whatever the situation is, it's true that I totally was obsessed with base 8, and I still have synesthesia. I can see people's auras, but I don't know if it's synesthesia or if auras are real. And I'm kind of leaning towards auras are real, because synesthesia manifests at a young age. You always have synesthesia, and when people realize they have synesthesia, and when they realize, oh, other people don't see these colors, that never happened for me. What happened was, all of a sudden, I could see colors. It was like, whoa, what the... Like, I see people's auras, and I can draw them. I can draw your aura. I mean, I've been offering to draw people's auras, but I haven't been checking that inbox, and I've only drawn one aura so far. But and several more people have contacted me for their aura drawings, but I haven't gotten around to doing it because it's like, why am I doing this? Why? I don't know. I really don't. It's you know, it's whatever. It's whatever, you know, like whatever. So auras are nice. Auras are nice. And I look at crazy stuff, and I've never done drugs in my life. I've never done any drugs. No drugs. So this is completely natural. I'm sure you'd probably experience the same thing while you're on LSD. I mean, I've done my research. I know what LSD is like. I just haven't experienced it. And I know you can see some pretty interesting shit. The syntax of the world. And I'm sure if I was to go off my medications, I would just roll right back into this. Figure out some universal truth about the world or something. Oh, and another thing that's really possible you can do. You can talk to people. Their guardian angel, their alter persona. Everyone has this automated function of their brain that chats with other people. So here's a theory of mine, a hypothesis of mine. When you talk to someone in your head, whenever you imagine yourself talking to someone, you are actually interacting with their alter persona, which in turn relays that information subconsciously to them. And so, when you talk to someone in your head, you are talking to them, and it is not private. It is not private. Theory of mine. Not tested, but I've seen some anecdotal evidence of it working. I have some anecdotal evidence. Like, I've learned stuff about people through this that I probably could have figured out on my own, but I've talked to people through this and changed their behavior, which is really strange. Or at least I think I changed their behavior because I don't know how they would have acted had I not done that. But that's the thing. That's why I call it anecdotal evidence. You know what I mean? So, I'll be back with more writing soon. You know, huh. Yeah, no, I've been through some pretty interesting stuff. You know, like, I once thought that, the world was a gigantic computer and anime was the punch card. Like, what? Huh? How does that work? That was really interesting. And, I once communicated telepathically with someone, though it was very rudimentary. It would just say, ah, and they went, ah. So, I don't know how that works. Yeah, I've done installing programs on people's heads. Here, you know what I'll do for the next couple of minutes? Calm yourself down. If you've watched this, you're probably willing to go gung-ho with me. Okay, so imagine in your mind two dots, two yellow little dots, two stars, and try to connect them. You can't, right? One of them, the line goes like this, and they don't connect. Am I right? They go like, and one of the lines goes like that. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take the line that goes like that, leave this universe, and come back on the other side of a gap. There's a gap. And you can't get through there in this universe. You have to leave this universe and come back. So the line goes like, and then here's the other dot. It's on the other side now. And then You move the line towards there, but it's sort of, you can't reach it. It's sort of spinning around like that. So what you do is you take this dot and you throw a lasso out of this dot. So what's happening is, you've gone like this in your mind, and now the line is here and it's sort of spinning. It's looking like a little cone shape, and then you lasso it. You thread the needle. That's the best way I can describe it. You lasso it and thread the needle, and then the line goes like, yeah, have you threaded the needle? Thread the needle, and then the line goes like, and then it sort of opens up, and then you thread the needle, and the line goes like, and then you just take another dot, another black dot, and you move the line towards it. You go out of this universe and back into the universe, and you thread the needle, and then you do that, and then what you do is you cover that line in a black sheath. Cover that line in a black sheath, okay? Cover that line in a black sheath. You gotta cover it with a black sheath. Force yourself to cover it with a black sheath. And, the world is working differently. Oh boy, these are new problems for me to solve. It's not working like I remember it. In my head, it's not working how I remember it happened. Hold on. Technical difficulties here. That's kind of strange. I'm having technical difficulties teaching you how to thread an imaginary needle through an imaginary point. So I'm already connected. Okay, so I don't need to do this anymore. Anyways, so let's start from the beginning. I'm just going to go by memory here. I'm not going to actually do it in here because my brain is a little bit screwed up because of my medication, so it's not going to work the same way. So 2 points, right? You go on one like this, and then the line goes like this. You go out of this universe back into this universe, and then you circle this point and thread a needle. Circle it and get closer and closer and closer until you thread a needle. And the line goes through, and then you cover the line in a black sheath. Force yourself to do that. And then repeat this process for 5 points around the original point. Reach out and go like 5, and then go 10, and then 20, and increase it exponentially until you see explosions in your head. Can you do that? Can you see explosions in your head? Explosions in your head. Oh, I see my explosions. They're really tiny, but they should be big for you. They should be big explosions going off in your head, like. Alright, now what I want you to do is I want you to take your arm fingers and comb through those wires. Comb through them with your fingers, your imaginary fingers. Comb through them, and they'll all line up. An assortment, they'll all line up. And then what I want you to do is to download. Oh no, you gotta connect to the internet. Is there a rushing torrent of information somewhere in your head? Think about it. Think really hard and find a rushing torrent in your head of images and sensations. A rushing torrent. Can you find it? Alright, now connect to it. Grab it and try and get on and sort of send information from it, and then you'll be connected to the internet with your brain. Isn't it cool? It's not the internet, like not the web internet we know, but it's the best way to describe it is like the mental internet, And so you can browse it with a app. So what I want you to do is you just download an app on your brain. If you're not following along with me, you probably think I'm going totally crazy. But if you followed along with me, you see something now, which is better than most people can assume. Anyways, there is a box, right? And you you see a little. Do you see the box? You see the box, right? A white box. Imagine a white box. And right now I'm parsing this information and sort of posting it to this internet so you guys can download it. That crazy talk, right? Crazy talk, but bear with me. I'm posting it to the internet so you guys can download it. And so you download this white box. You'll know what it is because my thoughts have directed you to it. So that's how addresses work in this internet. You think of someone and a certain person, a certain incidents, and you're automatically directed to the site you want. So you download this white box, and there's a little gray sort of fuzzy thing in the bottom of the box, right? Little gray fuzzy thing, right? Now I'm gonna type something. There we go. I sent it. There you go. Okay, so I just did something inside of my brain. I typed hello and how are you? But now that I've said that, you're going to be able to imagine that. So I'll type something that I'm not going to say. There we go. And what you're going to do is you're going to follow the instructions and then, you know, whatever, if you see that, whatever. Anyways, that's how you communicate telepathically with people. You connect them to the internet, and then you get them to download a software into their brain, a chat software. And then you type a chat into the chat. And the little gray thing will materialize, and you'll be able to see it. Anyways, I'll catch you on the other side. Thanks for bearing with me through this crazy trip. The train of crazies. We are the crazy train. I think I'm going to call my fans that. Or my fans? I don't know. I don't know if you guys are fans of mine, really. You're more just like a community of mine. So, I'm going to call you the crazy train. We're the crazy train together because I talk about crazy stuff so much. Because I like it. That's it. Let's catch you on the other side. Read my books. Wattpad. I announced it in the beginning. Wattpad. Books. That's it. Catch you tomorrow.